So today I want to break down a little bit of walking or running, like the gait cycle with y'all. And as opposed to talking about it going forward or back or side to side, I really want to consider the transverse plane, meaning how we rotate, because most injuries happen in rotation, and because we lose so much rotation with pregnancy, because there is a baby here that restricts our movement, and we don't always regain that afterwards. And I feel like this is a significant part of a lot of issues with reconnecting all the pieces and injuries that happen. So we're not as concerned about the swinging leg. Most people don't struggle with the swinging part, okay? We're gonna talk about the stance leg, the one that you're standing on, and what happens there. All right, so when your foot hits the ground, you hit on the outer border of your heel, okay? So as your foot hits the ground, it is relatively supinated and your hip is relatively externally rotated. But as you start to take weight onto that leg, then your foot needs to pronate, your hip needs to internally rotate, and your trunk rotates towards that leg. And all of those things together create length from your ankle, length from your hip and your pelvic floor, length from your trunk. And that length helps us to absorb shock and prime us for the next stage, which is the push-off. So this creation of length is what I was sharing with you in Monday's reel. So I'm going to share that again in case anybody missed it. Alright, so at this point in the gait cycle, you have gotten super good at the creation of length from your ankle, your hip, and your trunk. And now we're ready for the next phase of gait, which is propelling yourself forward. It's that push off to get to your next step, whether you're walking or running, okay? And so for that to happen, we're going to take all that length that we just created and we're going to reverse it into the power of propulsion. Okay, so your foot pronated, and now your foot needs to supinate. Your hip internally rotated, and now it needs to externally rotate. And your trunk rotated towards your stance leg, and now it needs to rotate away from your stance leg. And one really good way to pick up on this in your own gait cycle, whether you're walking or running, is to pay attention to your arm swing, because your arm swing has to coordinate with your legs. So when you can coordinate your swinging of your arms with your legs, you can really feel that creation of length and that power that pushes you to the next step. And how you swing your arms, whether you swing your arms, whether there's symmetry and the way that you swing your arms can help indicate to you what's going on below. Is there symmetry in your hips? Because if it's not in your arms, it's not in your hips. Is there a lack of swinging in your arms? Because if there is, there's probably also a lack of rotation in your hips. Maybe it's also in your feet. Where are we missing these pieces? So that can help you troubleshoot. And I want to share one more previous reel I did on considering your arm swing.